my brief stint in motion capture, our interview with gaming god and creator of Mario, Shigeru Miyamoto, and our look at making the music for video games with Busta Rhymes and Snoop Dogg. Stick around, it's game time. Hello and welcome to Extended Play. I'm Adam Sessler. Well, today on the show, we're going to look back on the year that was 2002, which really was a remarkable year for gaming. Now we're going to go through some of our fondest memories, many of which were informative, others were rather surprising, and one was a little bit exhausting and rather embarrassing. It all started as a rather innocuous look at motion capture. We've all seen skin-tight motion capture suits. We know these suits are stylish, but how do they work? To find out, we went to Sony's 989 Studios in San Diego, California. 989 has done capture for years on titles like the NFL Game Day and NBA Shootout Series. Thank you very much for having us out here today, Dwayne. Let's just start. What's your best definition of motion capture?
Motion capture, by definition, is the process of bringing in an actor or an athlete into the studio, suiting them up with a marker suit, having them perform things that they can do well that we want to have in our game as animation, and capturing that performance.
What are some of the earliest examples of working with pro athletes? What was that like?
At first, that was very exciting every time it happened, and now it's almost gotten to the point where it's another job that we need to do and we need to do well. So we kind of look at it that way. It is fun to meet the personalities behind the famous faces, though, sometimes.
Is there a professional athlete who had such a unique style that you really benefited by having him motion captured?
We had Roger Clemens in, and he's the Rocket. He's got, I think, a pretty recognizable delivery, so that was exciting. In the NFL, we had Donovan McNabb that came in this past season and did some quarterbacking animation for us. The subtlety of the motion that you get with the motion capture system that we have and the process that we have in place means that what you see is what you get in the animation.
Well, Dwayne, thank you very much. I've definitely enjoyed myself here today.
Adam, aren't you forgetting a little something?
No, I haven't forgotten anything, no.
Aren't you going to put the mocap suit on now?
No, I'm not going to put on the suit. No.
We got everything all set up here.
Yeah, but I have to catch a plane and...
Just put on the suit and no one gets hurt. Come on, Adam.
No!
Come on, let's go.
All right. I feel like a sad ninja.
You look like a sad ninja, but let's go.
So where have you taken me?
This is the Sony Motion Capture Studio. This is where all the magic happens. We've got the cameras around to capture your every motion by these guys right back here.
So what is this I'm wearing?
This is the motion capture suit. It's made to be really tight, as you can tell.
I'm noticing.
We have the markers on that represent the joints and the skeleton.
What are the balls themselves made of? They have this kind of luminescent glow to them.
Well, they're reflective tape, and what it does is it has what's called a cat eye reflection. So it takes these lights, and as it comes down, it'll reflect the light right back to the camera, and in the middle there's a lens that will capture that light, and that's what the cameras will see. So why don't I go over there, and we'll put you through.
Oh, joy. Good.
Put this on.
Oh, great.
And we'll get you all set. Now we want you to do a little jog for us.
Jog. Action.
All right, now we're gonna have you walk like a chicken. All right, let's try something a little more athletic. We'll do some stuff from our sports games. This is what we call the catch. All right, Adam, now why don't you dance for us? We're gonna have to do that one again. We didn't quite get that first one.
And here's your suit back.
So these guys take good care of you?
Yeah, you could say that. So what happens now?
The crew here will check the data, make sure it's all clean, and then we'll hand it off to the game development team to be inserted into the game.
I bet we all can't wait to see that.
Coming up on a special edition of Extended Play, we revisit our interview with gaming legend Shigeru Miyamoto.
Enemy unleashed. For showtimes, call your local cable operator.
Welcome back to Extended Play. 2002 has been something of a banner year for Nintendo. With games like Eternal Darkness, Mario Sunshine, and Metroid Prime, it seemed easier for the company to do right than to do wrong. Well, with a none too little title on the horizon called The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker, we thought we'd return to our interview with the man behind it all, Shigeru Miyamoto. This unassuming little game is the original Donkey Kong, and how it came to be marked the beginning of a shift in how games are made. Game creator Shigeru Miyamoto spoke with us about the importance of artistry in game design.
I first entered Nintendo 20, almost 30 years ago. And at that time, there really wasn't much in the way of video games. Up until that point, pretty much all of the video games that had been seen had been made by technical people. But at that point, myself as an artist, working with some more technical people at Nintendo, went on to design our first game, which was Donkey Kong.
Say the word Nintendo, and gamers often think of those classic characters from franchises. And though he loves them all, Miyamoto believes that in the end, it's solid, tried and true gameplay that keeps people coming back for more.
A lot of people ask me if I start designing games with a story in mind, or a particular scenario, or a particular character, but actually I start on a much more basic level. Really, when we started with Mario, all we had were just some blocks on screen, and we would try to make those blocks bounce around and jump as we intended them to do using the controller. And so it's really at that very core element that our game design began. So I think that's why it's important for me to watch people playing Mario and see them moving their controller in the air as they're playing the game. That's really what exhibits the true fun of the game.
With a number of hit games under his belt, it's clear that Miyamoto was onto something. But these days, with a consistent demand for his expertise, such success has its pitfalls.
Since I am taking on a much larger role within the company, there are a lot of games that I'm not directly involved in. What I do with those is I really look at the content and check the content and make comments on that. But the one thing that I think is a danger when you have one person who's overseeing all the games is that there's a chance that some of the uniqueness or flavor of those games can be lost.
And for good or ill, modern technology has brought increased input from enthusiastic fans.
And so now with mass communication being as prolific as it is, and the internet having the voice that it does, there is much more clamor from the user, and you hear a lot of opinions coming in from all around you, and a lot of pressure is put on game designers and game producers to really meet the demands of the users and to create the games that the users want. And I would really like to see more producers who are willing to break away from that and be more creative and create what they truly want to create.
This is something the entire industry has to deal with. And to his colleagues and budding game designers everywhere, Miyamoto has this bit of parting advice.
The one thing that I can say that I think is very important is that whatever you're creating, you should start by creating what you want to create and thinking about what you want to create, rather than trying to think about who you want to create something for. Because to me, that is where the important lies.
Coming to the plate is Kurt Schilling.
Coming up on a special edition of Extended Play, we hit a few balls with Kurt Schilling and follow a dance troupe who's staging Mortal Kombat.
With a 38,000 horsepower V600 engine and a top speed of 5,000 miles per hour, AC Power and Associates calls Thunderbird 2 a bat out of hell. Thunderbird 2 packs the thrill of a sports car and the attitude of a tank in a sport utility that rules the road. Thunderbird 2. Right now with 0% financing and no money down. Available exclusively on the Thunderbirds. For showtimes, call your local cable operator.
Welcome back to Extended Play. Now here on the show, when we like to speak to sports stars, we like to go to the best. 3DO continues their strong baseball franchise with High Heat 2003. The game has been generating good reviews since it was released last month, and Curt Schilling of the Arizona Diamondbacks is the cover boy.
For me, it's always much easier to play the video game version because I can hit on that, and I can't hit in real life. So
Coming to the plate is the Curt Schilling.
there's a couple things I use as benchmarks in my career. One was seeing my first rookie baseball card. The other was seeing my first APBA baseball card, which was a board game I used to play. And this was a third. I play professional baseball, so I see a baseball cover, I usually face the guy or played against the guy, and now it's me. A lot of these endorsements are cash endorsements, and I don't need any more cash. But I saw a tremendous opportunity for generating more awareness for the cause.
The cause is Kurt's pitch for ALS, which is a disease more commonly known as Lou Gehrig's disease. The organization was started by Schilling and his wife about 10 years ago.
Kurt's Pitch is basically a fan-based program that fans can sign up for Kurt's Pitch and donate money to the ALS chapters in both Philadelphia and in Phoenix based on strikeouts.
Fastball.
And wins. I donate $100 a strikeout, $1,000 a win. And fans can sign up from $1 a strikeout to flat donations to $10 a strikeout.
So far, Kurt's Pitch has raised over $1 million for ALS patients and research.
The portion of the proceeds from the sale of each unit goes to the ALS, Kurt's Pitch for ALS, which has the ability, probably going to generate a huge amount of money, which is a fantastic thing. But probably more important is it creates awareness, more awareness.
Welcome to Arizona. It's a picture-perfect day for a ball game.
It's a devastating 100% fatal illness that with research going the way it's going, I think we're going to find a cure in the next decade.
3DO has indeed broken new ground with such an ambitious charity partnership.
I hope that someone out there, whether it be another company or another athlete, sees what this little team here has done and is going to do. And once the dollar figures come out at some point, I hope everybody understands that this is definitely a venture that a lot more companies would want to take.
Avatars is a full evening show that we at Capacitor built. It's inspired by video games, and it's a journey of 5 characters from being born to going through challenges, through becoming heroes, through then being reborn. I've always been interested in new technology and in fantasy because so much has developed and changed in video games over the last few years, and it's really such a creative field. Almost anything can be achieved now, and as a choreographer I find that really inspiring. Part of the reason why I wanted to work on a video game show was I was excited about choreographing fight scenes, and I also wanted to work with motion capture.
We're not saying games are good things or bad things. Some people take it to the extreme where all they do is play games or all they do is exist on screen and forget about their real life, and I think it's about attaining a balance.
In the beginning, the player is drawn into the game, and she's told that she needs to find each element. Then in the dark scene, the next scene, she runs into each element during their moment of darkness, and then the fights begin, battling the elements. And and she starts playing each of the characters. I think that's a lot of fun, exploring what culturally we're learning from video games, because their presence is obviously getting stronger and stronger.
Art is created about what's going on around us, and that's what we're trying to do, create something about what we see and what we do all day and what everybody else is doing.
I know what it's like, brother.
Coming up on a special edition of Extended Play, we get mad about cutscenes in gaming and get in the game with Snoop Dogg and Busta Rhymes.
If it's big, loud, fast, and mean, you'll see it on Future Fighting Machines, the most powerful show on television. Watch Future Fighting Machines. For showtimes, call your local cable operator.
Welcome back to Extended Play. Now, you may have noticed on Extended Play, from time to time, we like to say what we think. Okay, actually, we always say what we think. But nothing seemed to stir a pot of emotions more than our take on Metal Gear Solid 2: Sons of Liberty. So we thought, hey, what better way to close out the year than to stoke that fire one more time? I got to work really early one morning so I could spend some quality time with
Metal Gear Solid 2.
Usually the interns are hogging the consoles, but at this hour, oh no. Okay, Al, show a little backbone. You may not have authority, but she's the intern. Hey, it worked. Sweet.
The Hudson River, 2 years ago. This is Snake. Do you read me, Otacon?
Loud and clear photographic evidence of Metal Gear. As long as we have those, we can put it online and blow the whole thing up.
We are nomads, wanderers.
Key structural points to blow it out of the water at the touch of this button. To the Patriots.
The Lale Lule Lo. How's that possible?
Otacon, we have a problem.
I was thinking the same thing. Now, I don't think I'm the only one to have this problem with Metal Gear Solid 2. And to be fair, Metal Gear Solid 2 isn't the only game to have this problem. But for a game that is so high profile, it was a great disappointment to have so many moments where I wasn't able to play the game. Especially at the beginning of the second level, when you watch an interminable cutscene only to have very unengaging gameplay follow. You just walk down a hall, at the conclusion of which, you then watch another cutscene. Following that, you're walking down a hall only to watch another cutscene.
Did I tell you you could move?
It's all right. He's not one of the bad guys.
I'm not saying that Metal Gear Solid 2 shouldn't have a story, but the game shouldn't have to stop down to have to tell it and then have gameplay that does nothing to forward the narrative. Now, another game that uses the same device and has as convoluted a story as Kojima's title is Deus Ex. But in this game, the cutscenes are spaced apart, and you see them after a long session of gameplay. It's almost like it's a reward. Another excellent example of this is Conker's Bad Fur Day, where you really want to see the cutscenes because they're so funny, but you only earn them after solving a puzzle within the game.
I hate these guys.
Games might not be the right venue to tell tales of that nature, and game makers might want to step out of the shadow of other media. Games are games. Movies are movies. If you want a bunch of plot twists, there's always Dickens. Music has always been an essential element in video games. Big-name musicians like Bare Naked Ladies have found their way into next-gen games like NHL 2002. To further this kind of partnership in their upcoming games, EA has started up a new division called EA Tracks, where they hope to spotlight music created for their games.
I hoop with the best of them, swooped up the chest of them.
We're very aware that gamers turn off music when they're playing the game, and therefore, wouldn't it be great to have EA Sports Tracks be a destination where new music, groundbreaking music can be found by somebody who's a gamer.
You can take this other stick while you're holding it like this, put it down. And my joint come on while you're playing the game. I want you to feel like you gotta stand up, you gotta grip the control a little tighter. You know what I'm saying? You just cringe your face up a little bit. You start talking garbage to the opponent you're playing against, and you know, you just build that real competitive spirit, and you know, music does that in a lot of ways.
It's in the game.
Take the charge, Shaq Daddy.
We made this song specifically for NBA Live 2003. You know, it was a song that I went in my studio, you know, took my time and watched it. I was watching NBA Live 2002 while I was actually making the song. To the hoop, y'all.
It's not just rappers and hip-hop artists involved with EA Tracks. Up-and-coming rock bands like LA's Epidemic are finding their way into games like Madden 2003.
Hopefully, you know, if the song comes on and the guy's playing the game, it'll get him more excited because he likes our song, and hopefully he'll play better.
Or if he sucks at the game, he's going to eventually hate our song.
EA Tracks isn't just focusing on football and basketball games. Hard-rocking Saliva lent music and voiceover talent to Tiger Woods' new golf game.
We've reached, like I said, the ultimate demographic, you know, because it's not just kids that are playing these video games, it's grown adults too.
It's always a privilege to just be a part of the start or the first or anything of that nature. It's always great to participate in pioneering anything.
What? You can't see my brain. It's EA Sports and Snoop Dogg. It's in the game.
Moving on into 2003, we're going to see even more music personalities getting in on gaming. In fact, an entire label, Def Jam Records, the home of some of the greatest rap acts in history, is starting their own line of video games. Now, if you'd like to learn more about that or any of the great things that happened in the year of 2002, you can go down memory lane at extendedplay.com. And while you're there, sign up for our newsletter, The Expansion Pack, so you can be up to date on everything that's going to happen on the show in 2003. Well, that's it for this edition of Extended Play. We'd like to thank Metreon for hosting us. And so until next time, Happy New Year and game over. Yeah, stir the pot of opinions. I'm playing some metaphorical games no one can handle. I'm working up here. Oh, can you eat the candy cane going in his bum?
Amazing. Engaging. Always entertaining. You're watching Tech TV.